And those solutions will spread economic benefits to every corner of every state, not just those hurt by the change in the coal industry. And I think that's the lesson of the Yellow Vest protests in Paris. A lot of elected officials have embraced the idea of a Green New Deal, and that's great. It's become fashionable to do so. But I think it's time as a party that we started putting some meat on the bone and laying out exactly how a Green New Deal what it should include. And I believe that that plan should be bold and ambitious and, most importantly, achievable.
Many protesters and analysts have been pointing to Macron's political style and attitude. Is this personal? Is Macron to blame for this flare-up, do you think?
I think he largely is, yes. I think he, in many ways, seems to have lost the plot a little bit over the last few weeks. Macron has this real disconnect with ordinary people, and that's a major issue. But I think there's a real sense of anger, a real sense of discontent. Macron can't sit down and negotiate with any particular political figure or any trade unionists because ultimately these people seem to be disconnected from much of mainstream politics.
He was going to succeed where his predecessors failed because of protest in the street and people voting with their feet.
Macron and his party have a massive majority in the National Assembly. They can push through virtually any reform they would like to, and yet here we have a kind of grassroots movement threatening some of the stability of the Macron government.
President Macron this week, he reached out. He said we are cancelling for 2019 the new tax on diesel fuel that started this entire movement, and it didn't work. And it didn't work because when you're actually on the ground and you talk to these people, they're going to tell you that some of them actually don't even drive, don't have their driving license. They're not there because of this new tax. They're there because of what this new tax represents. It presents to them, what they say, a president who cancels the tax on wealth and then tries to set up this new tax that affects them directly. And so they feel like they are the only ones who have to pay for the environmental transition.
Up to 1,000 people arrested across France. Many of those, I think up to 700 here in Paris. Also at least 30 people injured, including 3 police officers.
That's right. French finance minister, in fact, Bruno Le Maire, has called the protests an economic catastrophe. French hoteliers have said their reservations are down 15 to 20% since the start of the unrest. Restaurants had seen their sales drop some 20 to 50%. And the French Association of Small and Medium Businesses has said it expects the protests to end up costing its members some 10 billion euros.
You're seeing those pictures coming out of Paris. Firefighters arriving on the scene of another burning car. This not far from the Champs-Élysées area.